Many of us over 50 are downsizing. We're on retirement budgets, and we're probably trying to get rid of stuff rather than accumulate more stuff. But that doesn't mean that our homes can't be beautiful and change with the seasons so that they feel fresh. In this video, I'm going to give just a few tips on how to do that. Hello, I'm Ave, and this is Life in Flowers, a channel all about living your best life over 50. My first tip is to keep it kind of simple. Have a few basics that you can mix and match and interchange throughout the seasons. This is going to be different for everyone, but for example, in my case, I use pillow covers and tablecloths. As you can see, I have a small living room, but by switching out pillow covers and tablecloths, I can create a new look for the season. Here are some beautiful pillow covers that I got from my large pillows that I use on the couch. This is a lovely burgundy color, and I chose burgundy because I can use it in the fall or I can use it for Christmas. Choose colors that are maybe not the brightest, maybe not the most pure, but a little bit more muted. These could be whatever colors that you like to use in your home, but using colors that you can mix and match a little easier will help you simplify all the things that you use. For my big pillows, I have these gray covers too, so I have burgundy and gray, and that'll take me through summer, all through winter, and all through the holidays. Also, I do use pillow covers. Try to use pillow covers. That's another way that you can switch things out and not store a bunch of big, bulky pillows. I just got these and I absolutely love them. I got them on Amazon and I will link them. They're a decent quality and they're perfect. The colors, again, are a little bit more toned down. There's kind of a rusty red, which works fine with the burgundy, but I could use these for summer with the gray. I could use these for fall like I'm doing now. I'll probably switch them out for Christmas. I think I'm going to use the burgundy and this other pillow cover that I use quite a bit. It's kind of a white sweatery sort of look, which is better for winter, but I even use these in summer for my summer neutral palette. As you can see, my living room is pretty small and the dining room is incorporated, so I also use tablecloths to mix and match and switch out for the seasons. Here are my three favorites. I have a white, I have a burgundy. Again, I chose a burgundy rather than a bright red for Christmas because this is more versatile. I could even use this for Valentine's Day or 4th of July. I do live in the United States. And I just got this kind of orangey one for fall. So this is a kind of a burnt orange color, but it's not real orange. It's not real bright. And hopefully you can see the texture of it. It's got a lot of different color in it. So I could even use this for summer if I wanted to. Once again, I can mix and match. I can use some placemats, I can use some napkin colors, maybe some napkin rings, all things that don't take up very much space, and I can get a lot of different looks out of these. And this can go for any room in your home. It doesn't have to just be your living room. You could apply the same principles to your bedroom, to your bathrooms, any room really. Use things that you already own. What have you got hiding in your closets? Many of us have beautiful things that we have collected, that we've inherited. We can use those in our home decor. Things don't have to be super specific. I'm going to get to that later. But if you have beautiful things that you love, get them out and use them. So often we shop because we're bored, at least I do, but you can shop your closet much like you would your wardrobe. The same goes with your home decor. I inherited the most beautiful little set of glass baskets that sat in a box for years and years until one year I finally dug them out and used them for Easter. Now I just love them and they have meaning. They were from one of my aunts, so they have meaning for me. They have a story for me. It means so much more when you have things that have a story that are maybe from your past. Maybe you collected them on travels. It says more about your personality in your space than something that you would just buy. I also have my lovely little pumpkin collection. I do have a few small collections, and small being the key word here, but I love my pumpkins and I get them out every year. I usually do my mantle, that's my focal. I do have a small space, so I don't decorate every little corner. That's kind of another tip. Less is more, like in your wardrobe, same goes with your home, but I do like to do the mantle throughout the seasons, and my pumpkins come out for the fall. I have mixed these with natural pumpkins. I've mixed them with a little vase collection that I have. I've put a limit on myself, one a year, and in fact, I'm going to stop really buying any unless I see something that really speaks to me, because I have enough. More is not necessarily better. You can keep it simple, get those things out that you love, and dress them up for the season. Dishes are similar. You don't need holiday dishes or seasonal dishes. These are an inherited treasure. They're this little Wedgwood pattern. I love them. I actually inherited some Christmas dishes too, but I tend to use these. I like them because they're more simple, and I can use these for Thanksgiving. I can use them in the summertime. I could use these probably for spring. I also have some spring dishes. I inherited a lot of dishes. That's another video. But anyway, I love these, and you don't have to have holiday dishes for the holiday. You can just have something simple like this and dress it up with placemats, maybe some napkins, maybe some napkin rings, things that don't cost a lot of money and don't take up a lot of space. I did a whole video about using everyday dishes for special occasions and the holidays, and I'll link that below. On that note, I would also suggest avoiding or limiting what I'll call themed objects. I think you know what I mean. You see these everywhere, especially if you're a home goods or home sense shopper. They're all over the place every season. They're all over Amazon. And of course, if you love some things like this, by all means do it. But this video is about paring down, but still getting a lot of use and a lot of variety in your surroundings. So if that's what you're interested in, and also saving money, avoid these kinds of things. You don't really need them to have a beautiful home. If you're using color with your few basics that you're interchanging and a few accessories, that's really all you need to do. You don't have to cover every surface with themey things. Use natural materials. This is one of my absolute favorites, so much so that I did a whole video on this too, which I will also link below. But nature provides us with so many beautiful things, and there's really nothing that can top it. I mean, for winter, whether you celebrate Christmas or whatever holiday, some fresh pine boughs and some pine cones can be really beautiful. On my table here, I have some hydrangea heads that I had to cut off of my plant anyway. And in the fall, if you happen to have hydrangea plants, when they're kind of crispy to the touch, that's when you know you can cut them and they will dry just like that. You don't need to hang them upside down or anything. When they look, feel, and kind of sound crunchy, you just need to cut them off and they'll be ready to use. One year I was driving down the road and I saw some landscapers and they were chipping this huge pile of beautiful liquid amber leaves. This was in the fall and the leaves were like orange and red. I pulled the car over and ran across the street like a crazy lady and asked them if I could take some of the leaves, and they let me, and I ended up with this gorgeous vase of leaves that was perfect for the fall. Fresh flowers, one of my favorites, as you could probably tell by the name of this channel. You can use flowers to bring in any mood, any season, any colors. They're so great for decorating. They're elegant and they elevate any space. And best of all, when you're done with them, you can just compost them. You don't need to store them. So look around. What do you have in nature that you can bring into your home that really speaks to the season? Functionality. Especially if you're trying to save space and money. And this just makes sense. but using things that actually function in your room in the way that you use it. An example of this would be maybe blankets. Maybe you live in a cold climate. You could have a couple of beautiful blankets or throws that you have on your couch or your chairs that you're actually using and bring in some seasonality into your room. Maybe you love knitting. A couple of your knitting baskets, maybe one for the winter, one for the summer, with your yarn and your knitting needles and a beautiful task light. That's a lovely way to accessorize your room in a way that is really authentic and speaks to your personality. So bringing in that functionality, that authenticity, it just makes your room more comfortable and really cozy. This last tip is one that was inspired by an actual experience I just had because I wanted to switch out my living room for the fall and then ultimately for Christmas. I always use a runner on this ottoman because when we put our feet up, I want to be able to wash something. I don't want our feet all over the leather. Although the leather can be cleaned, I just like to have a nice runner. I have this neutral one that washes up beautifully. I use it all the time. I really want a colored one, something that I could use for fall and maybe Christmas or winter, just something a little bit warmer for the winter season. I could not find it. I went through so many things and I wanted it for this video too, but I thought, no, I'm not gonna buy something that isn't really working for me, and you don't need to either. Chances are your room looks beautiful. If it's not quite right, you can do without it. It's okay. Less is more. You know that Coco Chanel quote where when you leave the house, take off one accessory? The same can go for your rooms and your decor. Usually less is more. So don't feel obligated like you have to have a runner or you have to have some specific thing. You probably don't. So if it's not right, don't feel obligated to purchase it. You're better off saving your money and waiting until you find something that really works for you. Let me know in the comment section if you have favorite decorating tips and tricks, or maybe you don't like decorating at all, although I'm not sure why you would have clicked on this video if that was the case. But anyway, feel free to leave comments below. And if you liked this video, you might like this one here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day.